The number one incentive, and in most cases, I dare to say in most cases, the only incentive for people to comply with society, that means getting out of your bed in the morning, brush your teeth, wash yourself, put your clothes on, come to your job. At the end of the month, you get your paycheck, you do what you got to do. The only incentive that keeps people in that cycle is the approval of becoming of or being someone. It's a self-validation given by society for being or becoming someone that keeps people in this loop. And it's that incentive that's also the deterrent that prevents people from acting out against their fellow human beings. Because worldly people, in general, they don't want to deal with anything. They just want to be relieved, just want to be left alone. Anytime pain, discomfort, or frustration, or any existential challenge comes, they want to run away, flee, and when they can't flee physically, they'll attack. Attack is also a form of fleeing. It's then you transfer it onto someone else. But you can't always do that. If people would do that all the time, it would be danger 24/7. And nobody wants danger 24/7. So people need to get along and people need to comply with one another. So the number one incentive, and in most cases the only incentive, is the self-validation of being or becoming someone. I want you to keep this in mind because then you'll understand what I'm about to say now. When this incentive is gone, there is also the deterrent against violence is gone. So what do you have then? Then you have an individual, male or female, who has nothing to lose because they're not being validated, not being acknowledged. Human beings have three needs. I've spoken about that in a previous video. The need for safety, security, and significance, or to be relevant. People can endure on safety. Many put up with it. Many of the jobs people do aren't even safe. I'm not talking about physical heavy jobs like in logistics. I'm talking about many of those jobs that people go to are stressful and dangerous to their mental health, but they put up with it. People can put up with insecurity to some extent. But what people can't handle is not being significant. People want to be significant somewhere, to someone. When you frustrate their need for significance and they realize that there is no way that they're going to be validated as anyone, people lose it. They get upset. And there's nothing that can hinder them from committing atrocities. That is why society wants you to settle. Because when everyone settles, then there is an equilibrium, and then there's something that people can look forward to. Okay, I'll give a quick illustration. Let's say you have a guy. He grows up in the ghetto, but he's surrounded by family, friends, and peers that cheer him up. And because he has this positive attention, he wants to keep the positive attention. He doesn't want to lose it. He feels significant because people give him all this positive attention. So this will affect his behavior that he want to give back to the community. And this giving back will be in him excelling at school or doing charity or by becoming important to the community. Let's say now you have another guy, grew up in the same ghetto, but he received bad treatment by his parents, by the hood, by everyone. This individual, what can he or she, let's say it's a he, what can he give back to the community? The community did nothing but neglect him and do him dirty. If that individual grows up and realizes, you know what, there is better for me, I'm out of here, that's a good thing. But what if he doesn't see any way out, or what if nobody tells him there's a way out? What will happen then? That individual, filled with frustration, filled with psychological wounds caused by the community, will act out sooner or later. But if everyone in society settles, then there's some incentive for the second guy to put up with neglect of the community. And if there's an incentive, the incentive to be someone, then he will forget about the neglect and about the mistreatment, even though the consequence is still there, and he will even blame himself as long as he can become someone. That's human psychology. That's what the big rules of this world know, and that is what keeps this world going. Remove the incentive of being or becoming someone, and you can see most people won't comply with society. You will see an increase in riots, increase in stabbings, increase in divorces, increase in marital infidelity, increase in child abuse, elder abuse. Remove that incentive of becoming or being someone, and you'll be shocked, you'll be horrified how people will turn out. You'll be horrified when you see how much frustration you had in them and how it all comes out. Now let me say like this: when you look at the bigger picture, like I do, like people with wisdom do, you can see that you don't need to wait till a civil war happens to see what's inside of people. You can see it from a distance. Now you understand why society, that means the school system, the government wants you to settle. The basic rules of this world, they know very well how common people are. They know very well that only a few things need to happen on the wrong time, and an individual collapses and there's danger. And if it happens to a small group of people, there's terror. Now there are people out there who genuinely want to do good and be a contribution to the community. You have such people. I'm not demonizing mankind here. No, I'm not into that doom thinking. I'm just being realistic here. It's the incentive of being or become someone that keeps many people on the right track. With the right track, I mean away from danger. That's what prevents them from becoming a danger or becoming a menace. Well, why am I sharing this with you? So that you can put this in perspective. Now you know why a lot of people put up with a lot of stuff. Now you know why the wife that's married to an abusive alcoholic husband permits him to beat her and her children. Why is she tolerating danger on herself and her kids? Because she's the wife of, she's someone. And she gets praised for being that someone. So everyone that keeps praising her for being the wife of that husband, everyone that keeps praising her is also enabling her negative attitude in neglecting her children. Because she should put that man away because the man is dangerous unto her and to her kids, and the kids can't defend themselves. So she is complying with evil. But because she gets validation from the community, she's enabled into that abusive marriage. She's now enabled into her narcissistic attitude. There's also something I need to add, and I just explained it. This this incentive to be or become someone is also why a lot of folks enable violence. Because if speaking out or refusing to comply with injustice means that your status or your acknowledgement is endangered, and if your job, your financial security, everything is tied to your reputation or is tied to you being someone, then you don't want to risk that. That's why a lot of people also are kept in fear and they comply with injustice. That's why Christ wants you to be renewed in your mind. Yes, you're in the world, but you're not of the world. Okay? So, I hope this video has edified you. Again, agree with Christ and be at peace.